Wow, took a shot right before we hit record. Nice job, bro. On brand. All right, welcome to episode 130 of Those Millennials podcast and YouTube show. I am your humble, grateful, extremely thankful host, K the Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. Rell's here. Rell, how you doing? How you feeling?
What's Gucci Mane?
Space is here, obviously, always. No Jesse again. Me and Rell.
Suspended.
You like Jarrell likes to call it, say he's suspended. So I bet you're wondering why you're hearing from us a day before in your podcast feed or your YouTube subscription feed. Uh, well, there's many reasons for that. One reason is because Rell and I couldn't wait to talk about the Scoot Henderson and Victor Wembanyama matchup. The other reason is because Rell has a Laker game to attend tomorrow. But everything's all good. We made it work, and we're here. So first and foremost, I would like to thank, as always, up top, for our first time and last time listeners. Thank you to all our new subscribers. We appreciate you guys on YouTube. We finally reached 50 subscribers on YouTube, but keep the pressure. We're not satisfied. We want to get to that big 100, and obviously, when we get to 100, we most likely we'll do another giveaway. Because that's how we are. That's how it goes. You guys
Might
show
do like
love.
a concert with me or something.
What the concert entail with you?
You get to go to you know how fun it is going to a fucking concert it is with me?
No, please tell me.
It's pretty fucking fun. It's pretty fucking fun. I like it.
Is that? I'm sure you like it. I'm sure. Backstage passes. Okay. Um. But yeah, thank you. Like I always say, you guys make us doing this pod possible. Like it's really cool that people actually listens and watch us and do what we do because we've been going on 5 years of podcasting now, bro. Do you realize that shit?
5 years.
Think
Wow.
think about that shit. 5 years of podcasting. Um. All right. So obviously we're gonna talk about our game experience with the G League Ignite Victor Wembanyama. Rell's gonna give us his thoughts on Diddy's interview at the Breakfast Club. Him and his Diddy's he finally spoke out about Mase again, and they're back and forth. We're gonna talk about the final Black Panther trailer. There was one more thing that Rell wanted to get on, but I can't remember. And obviously we got our not list, and then we're gonna talk about our millennial thoughts. Um, but first, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the not list. Uh, please, this not list it's not some of my best work. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it up top. But I think this still falls under a pretty good solid not list. So for those who are not hip and who are new to the show, first of all, welcome. Second of all, um, the not list is basically how it sounds. It's a list of composed of topics of stuff that technically we're not going to talk about, but it gives us an excuse to kind of talk about it. That's basically what it is. So, starting off the not list. Number one up top, we're not talking about Tom Brady and his divorce with Giselle. We don't do that here.
Tom Brady moved to Florida, became a city boy.
Best wishes to all parties involved. There are kids involved. Um, Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Giselle. Um, you know, thoughts and prayers. We are not talking about Lionsgate greenlighting a movie about Dennis Rodman in his 48 hours in Las Vegas. Even though when that movie comes out, sign me up. Sign me up for the 48 hours with Dennis Rodman in Vegas. Um, we are not talking about JT and Cardi B's beef on Twitter. We stay out of girls' business for the most. At least I do. Rell likes to be a little thotty and talk about girls' business, but I'm not. We don't talk about girls' business on this
Well, I
pod.
treat everybody equally, so I'm in everybody's business. So men, women's, animals.
Okay, all right. So we are not talking about. And this one I have to pull up. So excuse me for a second. We are not talking about Billboard composed a list of a wish list of songs that they want Rihanna to perform for the All Star break.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, not for All Star. I'm sorry, for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the list that they composed of. Please don't stop the music. /SOS. Solid,
Mm-hmm.
solid. I wouldn't mind hearing that. S&M. Okay. I'm the same way too, real. I'm real am there too. Rude Boy. Look, no disrespect to Rude Boy, but don't play that song for the Super Bowl halftime. That again, we should be thankful that Rihanna even
She's
decided
definitely gonna
coming
do
outside.
Rude Boy.
She's definitely. We can bet. We can. You want to make a gentleman's bet off of that?
You don't think she is?
I don't think she's going to do Rude Boy, or
It's
she should.
one of her biggest songs.
Um.
That bitch better have my money.
So you just killed my lead. So Stay is on the list. Stay should never be played at the Super Bowl halftime. I don't think it's one of those songs that should be played during the Super Bowl.
That shit is hot.
Needed Me, yes. Good job, Billboard. Needed Me definitely should be played at. You sing Needed Me. Go ahead.
Needed me.
I
Yeah,
just want you to sing it.
Pretty much. I really think she should just do Anti, you know?
No. She has everybody who does Super Bowl does their like hits. What are you talking about?
A Super Bowl show just for Anti is cool with me.
I'm sure it's cool for you, but this is her first time popping out, so like it's gonna be Rihanna's favorite hits. That's kind of how this is her first time popping out. In how long?
Mm-hmm.
Eminem medley with the Monster and Love the Way You Lie. I kind of like that idea.
No.
What? Why?
I don't want Eminem to have Eminem nothing to do with this. Just
I don't
15 minutes.
I don't think Super Bowl on a bet. But you want ASAP there, but you don't want Eminem. Yeah, fuck no. That I don't agree with. Anyway,
more ASAP music, please.
Yeah, he was there last year. I agree with that. But who Eminem has like Rihanna's biggest songs. Obviously, Jay-Z medley with these idiots put Talk That Talk. I don't ever play Talk That Talk at the Super Bowl. It should definitely Run This Town and Umbrella. That's what she should run. But don't bring out a certain other artist for Run This Town. Just do the first verse and just do Rihanna's chorus. Do the chorus, do the first verse, do the chorus again, and then we're not doing the last verse.
You know what? But for the last for Ye's verse, we should just let the world rap it.
We're just not gonna even talk
about just put the mic and let the world rap it across America, and I guarantee you we'd know that more than the national anthem.
Obviously, and also on that list, apparently we're not talking about Kanye West and his new antics in Paris, and I'll just leave it at that. Also on the list for Billboard, We Found Love. Do you think We Found Love should be played? We Found Love? I don't think so.
We Found Love in a Hopeless Place. That's the song with Calvin Harris. It's one of her biggest songs. Yeah.
I don't think so. So the problem I have with this list, where the fuck is Wild Thoughts?
It's not gonna be.
What?
No.
We can bet. Anybody who's listened to this podcast, we can bet. I bet $100.
I don't bet cash currency at this point in my life.
Okay, we can bet Zelle, this Cash App nigga. What you saying?
I don't bet money. I bet dinners and bottles. My money bets casinos in Vegas, bro.
But you bet to the casinos for money all the time.
I said dinner and bottles. That's all I want.
I 100% believe she's doing Wild Thoughts.
Why?
She's doing Wild because it's one of her biggest newer songs. And it was a smash for so long. And it's probably like it's probably her last hit. It's like the hit before she went away. And I'm saying went away like she was gone. She just stopped doing music. But yeah, so Billboard, do better on the list. I mean, this is a cool Billboard-y poppy list, but I think Rihanna has way more in her bag than this. We didn't even talk about like Rell. You just suggested a song too, but I can't remember what you just said. Oh, Bitch Better Have My Money. I don't know why she wouldn't do Pull Up. Work. Yeah, I don't know why she wouldn't do Work. I said Umbrella, but yeah.
Pretty much, you should just do anti low key. That's what we really want. Low key,
All right,
the
and then
people.
final. No Drake medley list. No Drake medley list. Uh, and then finally, we are not talking about Dwight Howard going on all the smoke and actually basically challenging Shaquille O'Neal to a roast. Um, Actually, I think that'd be funny. I think I do want to see that. To be honest with you, I don't know how they would do that, but I think that'd be cool. And speaking of all the smoke, I don't know if Rell wants to talk about this, but before we get to the game, the matchup that Rell and I want to talk about, the game that we went to last night, um, I do want to say some quick thoughts about Rachel Nichols popping back outside. She went on the podcast, did a special podcast with
She
all the
signed
smoke
with
guys.
Showtime too.
Yes, popped out back outside with the Showtime guys. Stack Jack and Matt Barnes did a quick little episode talking about the incident, the famous incident that happened with her and Maria Taylor, and how ESPN was how they was basically somebody at ESPN was basically watching her. Um, I for myself, obviously, I've never took in Rachel to be a racist or anything of that sort. I do think for whatever reason, and this happens in music as well, that especially women at a company as big as ESPN, for whatever reason, they pin each other against each other. And in Rachel's contract, she was promised to host the finals, and for whatever reason, I mean, I know the reason, but ESPN decided to uh, kind of go against that and suggest to Rachel maybe you should let Maria Taylor host the finals when it was in her contract to host the finals. But yeah, man, I just like I said, I it's unfortunate what happened when transpired between those two. Rachel said she tried to she reached out to her multiple times, not only through her herself, she had some of her colleagues reach out to her and talk about how she was apologetic and she wanted to apologize, and she even apologized on again on the podcast that just Maria just she doesn't want to hear it, and that's it. She has a right. She doesn't want to talk to her. She doesn't want anything to do with her. So that's just one of those situations. But yeah, I'm happy Rachel's with Showtime. I'm happy because I think she's done this for for 25 years. So it's really cool that she's gonna be back with Showtime. It's such a fun new basketball property because they're doing new basketball. Obviously, all the smoke is killing it, and now they got Trace McGrady over there. They got Allen Iverson over there too, which is crazy. Um, so yeah, man, Showtime Sports, their basketball division is gonna be really doing some cool stuff. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna go because you guys know how all of us pay attention to the media side of this shit because that's what we aspire to be. All right, Rel, it's time. We put it off enough. This is why we're here. This is what we came to talk about. Um, Yesterday was a special event, and I'm not just saying that to overhype it. I'm not. I'm trying. I'm trying my best not to overhype it, but yesterday was literally, and I told my girl this. Yesterday was probably the best sporting event I've been to. If I could say sporting event, it's probably the best sporting event I've ever went to. So out here in Henderson, Nevada, Victor Wembanyama and the Metro 92, which is a France team. It was Victor Wembanyama's first time touching soil in the U.S. Played his first U.S. game out here in Henderson, Nevada, against another number one prospect, which Rell will get to in a bit, Scoot Henderson, in a exhibition game that did not feel like an exhibition game. Rell and I got in there hella early, hour early. Rell, if you want to talk about some of the people that we saw.
Oh, when we first walked up, we saw the GM of the Hornets literally just standing outside playing cornhole, and we kind of knew right then and there that kind of set the tone for what kind of night it was going to be. We saw Mark J. Spears. We saw Bones.
You're literally
Um,
saying in order to keep going. You're doing good. You're doing saying in
Mal-
order of we saw the people.
Malik Rose,
Yeah.
Sharif Abdul Rahim,
Okay.
of course the Ignite players, but we saw Asia and Beja, as I like to call her.
Tell the audience why you like to call her Beja Wilson.
Because we're gonna be together once the podcast blows up.
Yeah. Okay.
She's waiting on me. And Chelsea, great shout out, champions in the house.
Yeah.
We saw, but like I said, just from the beginning when we saw, and when I say I was talking to Matt about this earlier, I was like, I said the number of scouts we saw. I said from Indiana, Sacramento, Timberwolves, like, and when I say we saw Tayshaun Prince at the end of the night. And Loki, he looked at it because he recognized from Summer League. He was like, "Hey, didn't I see all that till summer?" But we saw.
You're so stupid.
And Tayshaun. So just this amount of scouts, it was insane. I've never. Like I've never been a part of anything like that. So you're right. It might have been. It's up there, and to know the spectacle of the status of which these two players are going to go 1 and 2. I don't know if the only two I think the only two drafts that could probably top this is maybe Durant, Odin, or maybe Ja and Zion. But this was huge, bro. Like you could feel it. It felt different. Like it was different.
And if I'm being completely honest, so I don't like to cap. It wasn't sold out by any stretch of the managing. So
No.
like, I don't want to give the.
But it was still personnel.
I don't want to give the illusion that it was a sold out crowd because me and Rell and I had pretty solid seats, but like literally courtside, basically on the floor. And we decided to, because it was a good seat to. The seats were great to see players coming in and out. See, that's how we saw Rick Barry, not Bones.
Bones.
That's how we saw Sharif Abdul Rahim. That's how we saw Sharif O'Neal. Obviously, Scoop passed by us multiple times going in and out of the tunnel because we were right by the tunnel.
Bunch of
scouts.
Jazz personnel all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
It was cool though. Low key, shout out Jazz personnel. It was actually cool when they came through.
Yeah, they were. But we decided to move at the second half of the game because they were better, like to watch the game seats. But yeah, so Rell, like I said it on my Instagram and my Instagram stories if you can check it out. We literally saw an extraterrestrial, and I actually shortchanged him. The man is 7'4" without shoes, and I said he was 7'2". I'm in, and also, so me also saying that it's one of the best sporting events I've ever been to is because I'm glad I was present, because based off what everybody was posting, Bleacher Report, the NBA, Ringer, all the media outlets that were posting, because it was the first time they was able to get actual good footage of him, because a lot of the time the stuff that was it's just overseas. He's in France,
He had a game versus Chet Holmgren and Jaden Ivey. That was the last time he really played against anybody.
Right. But seeing it up close and personal, and then just like how everybody was, again, I'm not, and we'll talk about how we feel about the two gentlemen too, but I'm liking that we're just talking about just the moment. Like we were actually at an NBA moment that I think you and I will probably remember forever, that the first time, like this was like one of those moments that we'll probably never forget. But like,
that's very true.
I think that how the internet portrayed it is wrong, because like what you and I saw, like, yeah, Victor went out there and balled, but Scoot was no slouch, and me and you echoed a little bit of the same thing. Scoot gave a fuck the entire night. So much so that in the second half, before the second half, he was like wolfing at the guy's bench. He was already talking, but he was already knocking down jump shots and staring down the bench, talking shit, because they were up 20, like almost 15 points by halftime. Mm-hmm. But you don't see that because everybody's just checking for Victor's numbers, which again are impressive as fuck. He went out there and balled. He was
But
literally an
Victor's second
alien.
half,
Victor's second half.
was better than his first half because his first half wasn't that great. But overall, I think I'm impressed equally with both. Like I came away like
No,
what to me.
tell the audience what you told me and how you feel about the prospects. Go ahead.
I personally would take Scoot Henderson over Victor Wembanyama, and then here's why.
That's what he said.
And because there is a lot that comes along with a player 7'4". What I saw from Scoot Henderson, he got that dog in him. I'm talking about double hezzy step back. I'm leaving you here. I'm gonna pull it in your face over you 7'4". Even though Victor did get him in the first quarter, and that was the highlight that they showed on ESPN, but they didn't show when he got Victor and dropped him, or when he euroed around Victor. I've never seen a guard. He's basically a high school guard. He's polished.
6'2".
I don't even think Derrick Rose was as polished when he came out of high school. He had to go to year of Memphis.
That's the word that everybody was continuously using describing Victor. Scoot Henderson. He is the most 18. He's 18 years old. He's the most polished guard that they've seen since CP3, but CP wasn't this athletic.
The fact that he got his own, made sure everybody else ate. And I mean, I don't know about him defensive. Defense, you got.
I liked what I saw defensively too. I see it. I see it. He's 6'2".
Yeah.
So in switching sets is going to be an issue, but he gives a fuck.
And it's not saying that Victor Wembanyama isn't going to be special, because if he can just do, like I said, I've never seen a player affect the game with 5 block shots. The fact that he had 5 block shots and hit 7 threes, and then only 2 players have ever. He would have been only the second player in the history of NBA who ever done that. The only other player, strangely, is Danny Green to ever have 5 blocks in a game and 7 threes.
Danny Green.
2014, he did it with the Spurs. But he did that, and he affects the game so much. My only thing is Victor Wembanyama, he's already injured a lot. I don't know how much muscle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much muscle he's gonna add, and I don't know if he's gonna be Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? Like, a shot blocking Porzingis that can shoot threes. Because in between his shot selection, I don't know. Like I said, he shot a lot of threes last night. I don't know if he's gonna ever want to learn how to post up.
I mean, we saw him in the pinch post a little bit. I wanted to catch one of his vids where he posted up a smaller defender. So we talked a lot. So I want to break down, because you talked about both. I want to kind of talk about one and then talk about the other, because both of them are that special. So I want to just like give them both the proper breakdown of their games, at least from what I've saw. Obviously, I've watched both YouTube videos on both guys. I've seen more Henderson videos than Scoot Henderson videos than Victor Wembanyama. But I'll start with Victor Wembanyama. I'll just start with him. I told you in the car. I don't think there's ever been a player like him in the NBA. I think he's literally a one of one. There's some diet KD in there. There's some diet AD in there. There's some diet Gobert in there.
Miles Turner.
There's some diet Dirk Nowitzki in there.
Where do you see that at? I think he can shoot over everybody.
Yes. I think, and I'm not just saying this to hype it, because like I'm not trying to be like everybody else where there's like, oh, it's just for sure number one. We'll see. There's time. But he is a legit 7'4" without shoes. He is a one of one. He's one of those players where it's like, again, based off what I saw, he doesn't necessarily need a bag. Like KD actually has like a small bag package. Victor Wembanyama is 7'4", and he doesn't really have a bag, at least from what I saw. But he really doesn't need one yet. The shit that, like, he drives in the lane. Yeah, and then like, so what I was telling you, where I felt like Scoot was giving a fuck, Wembanyama started giving a fuck, like you said, in the second half. Because I told you that No disrespect to any, but I don't know any of the other players
His
on
guards
the
are
Metro
terrible.
92.
His guards are
Um,
terrible.
I compared it to Ben Simmons on LSU, where it was just like Ben is playing with a whole bunch of guys that are like cool, but he's like, "Get sheesh." I'm like, "All right, I got to do what I got to do, and then get me out of here." I don't necessarily care about winning. Um, I think, I mean, the word unicorn is used a lot, obviously, but he is a unicorn. Nate Duncan was talking about this, and I heard Kevin O'Connor talked about this too. He doesn't really even know what to do defensively yet, and he affected. So he got 7 blocks, right? Seven,
5.
5 blocks. The amount of shots he affected, too, was ridiculous. Like I don't even think it was comprehensible. Like how many guys were intimidated just to go up. It was because Scoot. So Scoot ended with finished what 9 assists, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's finished with 9.
5 rebounds, 29
Scoot
points.
Scoot could have had at least 14, 13 assists because he was dropping dimes to
Mm-hmm.
some of his bigs off, and they were just fumbling the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You and I were sitting behind a guy who was completely talking shit about their white big who kept on fumbling the ball when Scoot kept dumping off it to him. I forgot that you kept calling him Cole Aldridge. Uh, uh,
he said you should be at Gonzaga.
but
But you know what? I would say for Victor Wembanyama, the things that I really love that I think that he walked down into a three, and that's scary. Like
yes,
he walked it down on
yes,
your ass, and then he came down and he pick and pop. And I realized like me as a basketball junkie and nerd, I always like, damn, like imagine if you had a nigga like Chris Paul to set screen like that coming off a screen to drop him 5 to 6 easy ones a game. If you get you a Chris Paul, if he were to get him he's gonna score. If he would get him any type of an elite point guard, he's gonna get 10 to 12 points
I
off of
don't
just
think he's gonna be a role guy, but I mean but he's definitely gonna be a pick and pop guy. But
no, but here's the thing though, he can roll because you can throw it at the rim.
yeah, because he's tall. But I get it. But like I'll talk to that. But I already think right now he's special defensively. Like
He be defensive player of the year this year.
he's Dikembe Mutombo, Anthony Davis, talented defensively. Like that alone, he is that at that level now.
And I think he's a better shooter than Karl Anthony Towns at the same age.
And like what I was trying to pay attention to because he was a lot of time he was just he played a lot of weak side. He was around the paint a lot. Scoot got him out in space, and obviously Scoot is explosive as fuck. He's he's an explosive guard. I wanted to see if how was Victor's feet, and from what I saw, from what I gathered, he was cool. You can put him in switching sets, and he's so long that even if he gets beat, it don't fucking matter. He's one of those like, oh, I'm gonna let you beat me because it doesn't matter.
His arm, what is his wingspan?
8.
Seven,
I
eight
think it was
feet.
like 8 feet.
That's insane. I mean, he's gonna cover everything. I mean,
It's
but
it's yeah. So and then so that was my observation about Victor Wembanyama. 1 of 1, I think. Alien. Just we've never seen anything like Giannis too. Diet Giannis too, just because of the body type. Not obviously Giannis when he first came in the league. Diet Giannis too. Um, that's the guy I was forgetting. Scoot Henderson. The word polish cannot be stressed enough. Um, when I first saw highlights of him, and obviously you're just watching YouTube because like I didn't watch any games of him. I haven't seen him in person yet. Um, I saw the explosiveness, I saw the poise, I saw the passing ability. I didn't really see the jump shot, a reliable jump shot. But it was undersold. It was undersold, man, because I feel like from what I saw, obviously he took the quote that went viral with Victor saying basically saying if I wasn't born he'd be the number one world pick. That I think that was just blown out of proportions. But he I think Scoot is in any other year a very, 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 very valid number one overall pick. He almost class on his own. If he wasn't going against an alien in the next year's draft, you'd be really good. Because again, I'm gonna just talk about some stuff. There's some Chris Paul in there. There's some There's some Steve Francis in there. I'm not gonna say he's not Derrick Rose, John Morant.
No, he's not
No,
as
he's
fast
not.
as
He's
him.
not that athlete. So like, don't get it twisted. But there's some Steve Francis athleticism in there. Yeah, there's
But
some of
my
that.
thing is, I would say this,
And that's another thing. Thank you, Space. Yeah, he's not Russell Westbrook. His favorite player though is Russell Westbrook, which I thought was interesting.
Brody. When I take away from school, the reason why I would take him number one is because he has I've never seen a player with this much speed be able to set people up the way he does. The stop and go on him is insane.
The stop button he put on Victor Wembanyama in the first half when he attacked the rim.
No, because he's definitely faster than JK, but I don't think
he's faster than JK.
And
JK was 6'8", and he used the 6'8", no 6'6", right?
And 6'6". And one thing I would impress with Scoot is that he's a better shooter than I thought he was going to be. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay shooting. He's basically, to me, like I said, I don't know. I feel like a really good point guard helps people eat when they can't. When they started off that game and a couple passes he threw to people, I said, damn, if you were able to play basketball at a higher level, you would have made that and caught that. That's what it really is what it was said. So the fact that I believe he's going to average 20 and 10. Easily, he can average 20 and 10. And I believe he has.
Oh, let me ask you this real quick. So I know it's I don't even like doing this, but I think since we saw it in person, I think this is valid to ask. And a little valid, and obviously this is we're seeing way into the future. I'm predicting way in the future. Ceiling for Victor Wembanyama. What's the ceiling for you?
I don't think we can put a ceiling. We've never seen it. I would say Kareem with threes.
Okay. So, but like best player in the league, defensive player of the year, MVP caliber.
I mean, okay, the ceiling, yeah, MVP, multiple
MVP
championship,
caliber?
multiple defensive player of the year, MVP, yeah, definitely.
Okay,
because he can score 18 points with somebody else's work. Because I'm gonna set a screen and I'm gonna roll. Oh, you forgot, kick out. Oh shit, three, tip back dunks.
Number one option on a championship team.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not that quite as high, but it could change. So, like I said, I'm just as early, stressed on the early predictions. I do see defensive player of the year in the future. I see multiple time All-Star. I see, I could possibly see number one option. I'm not sure on the championship team, but
if he's with AD, if AD cared about defense, he'd be Victor Wembanyama.
No, so AD all of a sudden doesn't care about defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for Scoot, I see All-Star. I see All-Star. Not All-Star starter.
I do.
You see All-Star starter?
I think he could be a top 5 player in the league at one point. He had that kind of game. He got that dog in him. I'm high on Scoot. I'm talking about. I'm buying all the Scoot. I'm buying all the Scoot stock, and I'm telling you, I'm keeping it. Whoever gets him, they're gonna get the best. I think they're getting the best player in the draft. I think it's so much you're gonna have to do for Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, like you're not. The whole thing is, yeah, he's the best prospect since LeBron James, but I don't know if he's gonna affect the game how you want him to. Like your record ain't gonna change when he's there. You can still get your ass beat with him on the team. Like you know what I'm saying? Because but I believe with Scoot's one of these guards that only comes on around a certain time. It's going to change your franchise. Even though they say guards come, there's so many. It's a guards league, but you have to get the special guards. So that's why they still. So I believe Scoot is that special guard, and I'm not saying that Victor's going to be a bust because I want to see him do well, and I think he's going to be a multiple-time All-Star and an MVP at some point. I just love Scoot. To me, just a surefire pick. Like it's just you know he just got that dog in him.
Agreed.
I mean, first play of the game, he gets one.
I'm
He's
not that high.
clapping.
Yeah,
he's
he's
talking
talking.
shit.
I agree with that.
He mad. Anytime you take it personal and something that don't mean shit to you nowadays, with anything you can write it off.
His family section was going wild the entire game too. His pops was a little OD. Anthony Edwards is 6'8".
Well, 1 year, yeah, but also 1 year Georgia, nobody really knew. Like they weren't high on him. They knew he was good, but people were questioning for LaMelo up until that draft.
And then we can kind of close on this topic and then move on. But I just, if I'm any of the teams that are gonna suck this year, even if so, Rell named some of the teams obviously that were there. So if you're the Utah fucking Jazz, trade everybody that you think is gonna win you games. What are you fucking doing? This is the year to get rid of any and everybody on your squad that is gonna win you games. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got 1 point to make. The ultimate winner, I think, from yesterday, the Lakers. We weren't there yesterday. And let me tell you why. All these bad teams in Indiana, you calling for these picks, you need to be sucking. You need to be sucking. So the Utahs, the Indianas, anybody, we don't even know what the fuck the Raptors scouts are doing there. The Raptors, you're not getting either one. I don't even know what. But for all the players, like on the Utahs or any team who's leveling around the luxury tax at $134 million, and or you want to get off, we're not giving up those picks. Just take Russell Westbrook and tank, bro. That's the biggest winner, is that Rob is proven to be smarter than all of us.
I don't even know what to respond to that.
Hold on, dude. You not see my point? Why would we trade Indiana picks? You're going to want Victor Wembanyama. You're not going to send Miles Turner home. We're not going to give you both of those picks. Cut it out, Indiana. You're going to come back begging like dogs in a couple weeks because Buddy and them, they're going to try to win some games. They're going to want one of these two picks. They're going to want Scoot, or that's the biggest winner is the Lakers, because we're not gonna have to give up.
The Lakers is 25 and 27. What are you talking about?
But I'm saying, no, teams are asking these high prices for these players that they're renting. They're asking for picks that don't even matter to them when they should be tanking, is my point. So it's like you have players you don't even want, like Utah. Well, you wouldn't give us Bogdanovich for that, but you traded him for the scrap she did, or whatever the deal is. I'm just saying the price for these teams.
Kelly Olynyk.
The price for these teams is going to come down because they're going to need to suck. Prime example, the Magic. They got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent on that roster. Wendell Carter's going to help you win games with Paolo Banchero. Now, you just saw Victor. Now, I guarantee these scouts are going to go back to the GMs and say, hey, we got to shed some shit because we're going to be competitive and we need to get as many ping pong balls to get this guy.
I'm going to be real. So we hit on some of the teams, obviously the Utahs, the Indianas, Oklahoma City is always going to be in there, Houston, San Antonio, which I think San Antonio is going to be the hub. I think San Antonio, man, if Pop might stay for a couple more years if he lands with Victor Wembanyama, man. Just Tim Duncan 3.0. Damn, we 40 already.
That's how much this shit was. I've been waiting to talk about this shit.
But damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh, let me talk to him. Hold on, real quick. My Portland Trailblazers. Let me get close to the camera real quick. My Portland Trailblazers. Trade everything. Trade everybody. I know you revamped, and we got Simons, and we got Grant, and we got Josh Hart. Cool. Everything lose every game. If you get Victor with Dame, what are we doing? Lose every game.
No, wait a minute. You don't have your pick.
Lose every game.
You don't have your pick next year. You don't. Bulls have your pick.
You don't think we could get a first round pick for Josh Hart?
Yeah, but hold on, you get that team's pick. You don't have a pick. You're out of that sweepstakes.
We can get a pick.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, but you're getting that team's pick perspective. So if you trade
Okay.
Josh Hart, you trade him to a contender. He's gonna make the playoffs.
Okay, we'll trade. We'll figure out a way to get a pick in this year's draft.
But that doesn't mean you're not getting a lottery pick.
Rell, shut the fuck up. Lose every game.
The Bulls have your pick next year.
Get in the discussion.
What was that? What was that trade? How did the Bulls even have your pick? I don't even remember that trade.
I don't remember it, and I don't care. Make it happen. Do it for Dame. Ran over. That wasn't even a rant. That was my plea. Plea over. All right. Yeah, so we went longer than I expected on that topic. So Rell, this is your time to shine. So Diddy went on the Breakfast Club. He was wolfing. He was talking about him and the Mase situation once again, because it's the situation that everybody likes to talk about. So go ahead and talk. I didn't see any of this. I don't know. Besides the last thing that I saw, which was Mase said something a while ago, but I don't know anything about this. So tell me.
No, I just want Diddy went on the Breakfast Club today, and he spoke about Charlamagne. They run through their whole ultimate rundown. It's like a catch up of whatever happened, and he brought up the Mase situation, how Mase dissed them or whatever. And this is what I just think about the situation. It's just that Mase has tried to be a scam artist his whole fucking career. And this is the one time where I'm with Puff, where I'm just like, Mase, you better get your ass on that stage, start putting out some albums, and you better start kissing Puff ass. And this is where I'm at with it. Mase, your flow was mid. And I'm gonna just go, and we never really liked you to begin with. It was Puff that really brought the attention, bro. Like, let's just keep it $2. Puff paid you that bread to get a second album out you. You tried to scam everybody with this whole Pastor Ponzi scheme and realized you wasn't gonna make no money off of it, and then decided to come back to the rap game. And I can't front. I like breathe, stretch, shake, let it go. I'm not gonna front. The shit was breathe, stretch, shake, let it go. Let me know you can still make music, but we all know that Diddy made your career, and that you pretty much owe Diddy a firstborn at this point. And just apologize to Diddy. Maybe y'all get together. You can be on this new Diddy album. Maybe we get like I said, Mase, your best fucking verses came on the remixes. Who invented the remix? P. Diddy. You wouldn't even have a fucking career.
Wakanda Forever trailer. Rell, did you see it?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the final trailer for the Wakanda Forever trailer, man?
I'm just trying to hold off all like full reservations. I'm kind of mad that they kind of tipped the hand.
Yes.
Even though I appreciate. I mean, I knew, but I kind of want to admit, like, it's like when you read up on wrestling, it's like I know this motherfucker coming back, but still, I still want to be shocked. So
I follow him on Instagram. Why are you getting in shape all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, and I don't know. I'm still excited for this movie. Angela Bassett is one of my favorite actresses.
I'm happy she getting a big role. Obviously there's no positive in Chadwick Boseman's passing. But if we can look at something that has been better and that Disney and Marvel should have done a better job of this in the beginning of when they was writing the story, was give Angela Bassett a bigger role. And and because of that, they have continued.
And I like the inclusion of Ironheart. She's gonna be a big part of this as well. So overall, I'm really excited for it. I can't wait for the Ducats. I just feel like this is gonna be an experience.
We got tickets already.
Yeah, you got your tickets. Yeah, I'm going to the Sunset
as soon as they're available.
Yeah,
boom.
I got my little card over at the Sunset, so I already got my shit for the Sunset. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be an experience. Gonna have my drink, gonna have my tissue, gonna have my little pen, and relax. And I'm gonna enjoy that movie, and I'm gonna cry, and I'm gonna sing, and I'm gonna dance, and I want us in there, and I want us in there deep. I want us in there. The culture needs to be in there.
I agree with that. So, I went to see the first of Wakanda movie for 3 times. I think I went to see it 3 times. I think it
Black
was the
Panther.
Black Panther. I think I went to see it 3 times in theaters. Um,
How many times have you see Dark Knight?
I think I went to see that 4 times in theaters. And I saw the one where it showed Batman Begins and then Dark Knight after.
Really, you saw that shit too?
Yeah, we was in the movie theater for like fucking
Fucking
six
nerd.
6 hours. It was stupid. But I echo everything Rell said. I'm excited for this movie. I've been waiting for this movie for the longest. I am kind of upset that they kind of tipped their hand. I thought it would be really cool and kept. I wish they would have kept the suspense in about who's gonna be. I mean, again, all signs point to Shiri being taking that role and taking that mantle. But I think it would have been a lot better if they would have just kept it on the DL until the movie came out. Kind of like how, speaking of Dark Knight, how Dark Knight did let it. I mean, we knew the Two Face was going to be in the movie. We knew Harvey Dent was in the movie, right? For Dark Knight, but we didn't know Two Face was going to be in the
That's
movie.
true.
We knew Harvey Dent was in the movie. We saw the actor. I forget his name. Was Harvey Dent was going to be in the movie, but we didn't know Two Face was going to be in the movie.
And that's
that
the
part
thing,
was a
though.
surprise.
They could have really sold this movie without ever putting the Panther on.
Yes,
Easily.
we were gonna go. We were gonna go anyway. But maybe they decided to drop this because they do got a big surprise. I mean, there's been rumors of some really handsome guy that plays a boxer often in movies. Who recently was with a certain Harvey a while ago in this movie. There's been rumors. There's been rumors about a certain person being in this movie. So we'll see, man. Can't wait to watch it. I plan on seeing it multiple times when it does drop. Was that everything, or I think that was everything? You ready for millennial thoughts, Rell?
Yeah, go ahead.
I knew he was gonna give it to me first. Real quick before we do millennial thoughts, I just want to remind people, please don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. It helps the pod go a long, long way. Subscribe on YouTube, help us reach our goal of 100 subscriptions in whatever podcasting platform you listen to us on, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Google Play, any of the other ones that we're on. Please don't forget to leave a comment, review over there too, because again, I stressed it. I can't stress this enough. It helps the pod go a long way. All right, so I don't think I've explained this enough. So millennial thoughts is basically parting shots that we give at the end of the pod about stuff that's going on in tech, sports, whatever kind of we thinking about. So that's why it's called millennial thoughts. So for me, this one's gonna be real simple, real easy. I'm just gonna be in and out like a robbery. It's time for me to I've been holding off on this one. So Instagram. I'm getting sick of it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm getting sick of it. So a couple months ago, obviously, and you guys can attest, and I'm sure everybody will agree with this. We've been seeing more ads on Instagram, and obviously, they've done this on Facebook. They've done this on Meta. Has done this a lot. To where obviously you see ads when you're scrolling on through your stories, but I feel like now it's been even more prevalent because as I go through one story, finish with that person, ad. I'll go through another story of somebody I follow, finish that story, ad. Go through another story of somebody I follow, ad. That shit needs to stop. Y'all need to find a way to break that shit up because it's just there's no. And I know what you guys are doing. Obviously, it's algorithm money thing. I get it. Believe me. I think even at one point our podcast was promoted on one of these things as somebody reached out and told us that. So like shout out to the people that actually found us via those ads. I get it. I think it's great. But I feel like it's oversaturated. I feel like you guys do it too much. I think it needs to be spread out more. Also, when you're going just scrolling through people's posts, and you're scrolling through posts, one person's post, ad, same thing. Scroll through somebody else's post, ad, somebody that you might want to follow, some celebrity that they think matches your algorithm, um, and then in your notifications telling you people that you should follow or people that you might follow via Facebook or some other site. And now what I've heard that's going to be dropping soon is I don't really fuck with my discovery page only to prove people that my discovery page is not just filled with Instagram hotties, because you'll be proved wrong because it's not. Um, they they're announcing that they're going to start doing ads. They're going to start doing ads in your discovery page. So they're getting crazy with these ads, man. And I just, again, I understand it's big business. And I think this was because I think last month was the first quarter. They reported their quarter numbers, and it was the first time Meta, Facebook, Instagram, their quarter numbers were down as far as revenue. So, I think what made Instagram, to me, arguably the best. I don't use TikTok, so I'm just speaking from the Instagram and Twitter perspective, and I barely use Facebook. What make Instagram the superior site is because there weren't a lot of ads, and even when y'all did ads, I felt like it was done tastefully. And now I feel like that's been taken away because I feel like you guys are oversaturated. And I just wish you guys would not oversaturate it, because it's becoming overwhelming and it's becoming too much and it's becoming a lot more noticeable. I think what makes it a good social media site, because again, we understand y'all got to get paid, y'all got to get your money. It's just like, just chill with the ads. Like, one thing that would drive me crazy is if I go to I purchase, I'm into streetwear. I purchase clothes and stuff all the time, right, via websites. One of the things that will turn me off almost automatically is if I go to a website and the first thing that pops up is the stupid little cookies thing, which is just, again, I get it. You guys want to track everything, all my likes, and figure out what I'm into, and follow everything. I get it. I get it. I turn that shit is automatically turned off, so I don't never use cookies. But then you guys pop up with a little bar thing that tell me to subscribe to your newsletter and shit. And it's just so you guys can add me out. And again, I get it. I get the game. I just it's too much. It's overwhelming. I get it. I just want less of it. That's all I'm saying. So that's my millennial thoughts. And there's got to be a better, tastefully way to get it done. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So my millennial thought today is going to be a different one. It's going to be addressing a comment, and not really. I'm just going to kind of not really address it. I'm going to just elaborate on something. And this is a comment on one of our posts. You can check it out for yourself. I'm not going to really give this person's Instagram name. I don't know if they want that, but I'm going to just give what they say. You can go under our page. You can find it possibly. It said from okay, I have a question from what I said last week. From what Jarrell was saying on the podcast, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, on the Taylor Swift and Beyonce award, why does Taylor Swift need to apologize for winning the award? Wasn't it the people who voted for her? I'm not knocking Beyonce. Both women are very talented, but in reality, you're not gonna win every award ceremony. Cool. Noted. And this is my only rebuttal to that. It's not really, just let me explain why I feel like Taylor Swift needs to apologize for winning Beyonce's award. I appreciate you listening, first of all. So any interaction, I definitely appreciate. But what I would say is that MTV is a renowned, or I like to call MTV the most thoughtful vulture, because they've played with our fucking music for so fucking long. The award wasn't a fan voting award. It was voted on by MTV staff, whatever. It was just it was the best female award. So it wasn't like a fans choice award or VMAs. It's voted on by whoever runs MTV at the time. Now let me get to the most thoughtful vulture, MTV. MTV refused to play Off the Wall, Michael Jackson. And around 1981, they really struggled to have any black artists on there at the time. I'm reading something. I'm doing some research. It said around 1981, the only video that was on MTV in 1981 was by Janet Jackson. And MTV has known to play with the culture. They wouldn't play Mike, until later on, and then they want to become inclusive, and then they want to stop becoming inclusive. And then back in 2014, they had to launch a whole fucking web investigation on how MTV can come more inclusive. MTV has always been the biggest person that plays with our fucking music, because as a kid, I would vote in these TRL videos, and all I keep seeing is Backstreet Boys, but Hot and Her never beat Backstreet Boys. You know what I'm saying? And you can't tell me that didn't happen. So MTV, the most thoughtful vulture. I mean, it took so much begging for them to play the song by Billie Jean. And these people, like, they pass it down. It wasn't like no mass overhaul. It's just a pass down of work. These are the same people who ran it then. They were in the same positions to run it 20 years later, and they had progressive thinking. My thing is about people who think progressively. If you thought like that at one point, some of those still stupid ass traits that didn't want to play Billie Jean in 1982 when we had to beg you, but you would play Aerosmith. And this is why I say MTV is just the most thoughtful vulture. So, being that said, and Taylor Swift should have did her history on it, and then being that she should have watched the Single Ladies videos like we all did, and it was one of the greatest videos of all time. The first thing she should have did was say, "Hey, Beyonce, I do not deserve this for this video. Here you go, MTV. They play with y'all fucking music too much." And that's my millennial thoughts.
Well said. What you said. All right. So great pod, man. Thank you for all our new and last time listeners from our OGs. We appreciate you guys. Um, thank you. Shout out to Dustin. Shout out to Gab, who was also at the game with us. I forgot to give him a shout out with us. Shout out to Dustin for going back tomorrow to watch round 2 of Scoot versus Victor Wembanyama. They play at 12. And they're gonna be at the 9 to 5 tomorrow. But yeah, man, this was a great episode, man. The Lakers look like they're about to lose to the Phoenix Suns in the preseason game. But yeah, great episode, guys. For Rell, for Space, I'm Kev. This is Where Those Millennials, and we're out.